So it's a bit of a behind the scenes video this week, having a chat along the way while I'm tidying up and doing some cutting and sticking. So yeah, come along, join me, and maybe some of my storage solutions will give you ideas for your own storage solutions. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to work this morning, but I'm having a studio tidy up, and so I just thought I would pop the camera on and just have a little chat about things as I go along. So I'm thinking I need to reorganize some storage space, and New Year's always a good time to reevaluate things and to have a think about what's working, what's not working, where do you want to go from here, Helen? Yeah, just see how it goes. So there'll be lots of editing, Helen. I know that. Oh. So my studio space is my third bedroom. So yeah, I have a sofa bed here. The thing I wanted to look at first of all is I've got an IKEA set of drawers. I'm going to get my iPad as well so I can do some filming on that as well. Let's put the iPad on and see. So I've on, these are going to be really grainy pictures, but anyway, you can see there's my tripod is at, I'm utilising my Hoover as a tripod today. My regular tripod is over here and various other bits and pieces. Anyway, so I've got the IKEA set of drawers here. When I was doing collage, I was keeping all the small snips, and I've actually emptied the black one in here. I was keeping all the small snips of paper. You're doing a lot of collage these days, not with small pieces of paper. So really having 6 drawers with different coloured little pieces of paper in was, for me, is not serving me. So I want to utilise these drawers. It's one of the areas that I do have issues with in my studio space is a build-up of useful collage papers. Now, I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but I have such a hard time throwing these things away. So whenever I'm painting, already I've still got a stash. I've cleared up, but I've still got a stash of bits and pieces next to me on my painting table. And if you've seen other videos, you know that I use a old telephone directory or magazine just to rub out the paint on my brushes. So I get a collection of painted paper, and I have a hard time parting with it. So I have been very, very good, and I've reduced that by so much these last couple of days, and I'll show you how in a minute. I will take you on a little bit of a guided tour now of some of the things that I do with my painted papers, and I kind of got a little bit carried away, but it's been pleasing to me and very satisfying to see the volume of paper reduce. This is how I use some of my painted papers. So this one here is just one whole sheet of paper, and that's just covered a cheap hardback notebook, which I'm using for art notes. This one, I've used snippets. I haven't started this one, so yeah, just a hardback notebook from anywhere that's reduced them, got them on sale, and so I've covered them with a patchwork of the painted papers. So it doesn't matter whether it's some silly thing on the hardback, you just cover it. Love it. So as long as the paper is useful to you inside, that is one of my favorite ways of using the painted papers. So the other ways I've got over here, this is these are storage boxes, and these are very useful. I use them, I've got them on here on my tray, I've got them on the windowsill. I don't know whether you can, there's better because the sun's kind of shining in. So I've got them on my windowsill there as well. So these are these are tissue boxes, and even though tissue boxes are not very strong, by putting the painted paper over them, it's strengthened it. And yeah, so I just have a collection of these. So I just have a collection of these storage boxes that I use for pens. I say I've got them on the windowsill. So any storage boxes that will fit in your space, I cover them. Let me show you this one. I cover them in the offcuts of the painted papers, of the collage papers, and I think they make really lovely, fun storage boxes. So most of the little ones like this are tissue boxes. This was a washing detergent box. I think that's the lid. I can't remember what that box was. This one's got a lid on it, which I shouldn't have tucked in, but yeah, so that's got a lid on it. I also use them for little, let's put it here, notebook covers. So that was a little sketchbook that I took to one of the local galleries. So yeah, that's just a piece of painted paper stapled with some papers inside, some sketch paper inside. The other thing I kind of want to show you is with the tissue boxes. So I've got over here the IKEA set of drawers, which is where I had all of my little snips of paper in. I still haven't got rid of all the white blobs, but now I've put my printing texture making implements in there. But yeah, that was all color coordinated, and I had, a drawer for all the red papers and whatever, for little snips. And I wasn't really using the little snips because this is my drawer of painted papers here. This was bulging, I could hardly shut it. So I've reduced that by about half and got rid of the contents of those. This top drawer is my drawing drawer. So these are 3 tissue boxes that I've got in here as storage containers. So they make lovely drawer dividers. So yeah, just find boxes that you buy regularly that you can use for storage. My bin, so these are the ones that I've been working on this week. My bin is a cardboard box with a plastic bag for rubbish and a carrier bag for the recycling materials, which in the studio space tends to be paper. And instead of having it as a cardboard box, I have covered it with the papers this week. So that's where the papers have gone. They've gone covering my bin box, and they've also covered the boxes that I store my paints in underneath my table. So I'm really pleased with those. So I don't find brown boxes unpleasant to look at. It's just made use of the lovely collage papers that I had. So now I've got more coordinated storage solutions. Storage solutions that I was using anyway, but it's made them a little bit more streamlined. It's made them more pleasing to my eye, and it's used up a whole load of my scraps, which is wonderful, so wonderful. And because it's acrylic, it doesn't, it doesn't rub off on your hands or anything like that. So I use acrylic paint on my papers. So that's what I've been doing. With all the sort out, the problem was my biggest problem was the amount of painted papers that I was accumulating. So I have used them up, and that is so satisfying. So simple pleasures in life. Have a bit of a clear up. Work out your own storage solutions. I don't like using a whole load, going out and buying a whole load of new plastic boxes. I would rather reuse, recycle, and reimagine. So I'm reimagining my storage solutions with my excess painted papers. And so, yeah, I've had a lovely little tidy up this week. It may not look too different on camera, but it feels a whole lot different in my head. And that, I think, is one of the main values of having a declutter. And that's the mental health benefit. So declutter if you can, have a sort out if you can. So I've got lots of lovely table space now. I've cleared my clutter. I'm organised. I've put things away that I don't use very often. And yeah, lots of space for lots of new projects and ideas. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has given you some ideas of, things that you can do with your clutter. So thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.